It's first recording of what I'm calling First Consciousness Diaries. Start off the first one talking about something that causes lots of problems around the planet. And it causes these problems because of a lack of understanding of what it is primarily. That thing is money. I know that sounds a little out there to a lot of you, but the fact is that money is something that none of you have ever touched. Because it's really just an idea. You've touched things that represent it, like paper and different types of metals. But the actual thing itself, money, is a creation. It is something that only exists within the human mind. As is evidenced by the fact that nothing else on this planet knows of it or pays any attention to it other than humans. Because it really isn't there. It's not part of the planetary system. It's something that we made up. So that being the case, we got to look at how did that happen? What is the origin of this idea? Because I believe that ideas can be like seeds that grow into giant trees based on what that original seed of an idea was. The seed idea that ended up being money was the idea of transferring value from one item that actually does exist, or being or life form that does actually exist on the planet, with another thing or life form that exists on the planet. As we know that we live in a system, this planet actually is always involved in recycling and experimentation and using the resources that are here to promote its programs of life and these systems that we live in. Now, everything within these systems has an intrinsic value that you can see. It has some kind of value to the system. And in reality, that's the only value that we can deal with when we're dealing with the physical world. And the problem with money came up when we tried to take, for example, a turtle. And you go somewhere else to some other folks after you got this turtle, and you want something that they have. Say they have a certain type of fish or vegetable or something that you don't have, and you have a turtle that they don't have. So what you want to do is you want to give them a turtle that they don't have, so that they might give you whatever it is that you don't have. And so in that transaction, we end up setting up the ideas that one thing is worth another. But we're not actually looking at what the intrinsic value to the planet is, only what its value is to us as humans. When we do this, we leave out the fact that we are part of this system. And the farther we go in trying to assign values and say this is worth that, without actually looking at what the intrinsic value is to the system in which it exists, we get ourselves farther and farther away from actually knowing what the value of anything is.